So much of what we learnt growing up plays out in our adult relationships. And we often don't even realise it because we just don't think about it. Why would we think about it? There's absolutely no reason why we would be constantly joining the dots. And yet I've had 3 conversations today that all lead to exactly the same point, which is that unless we are making a conscious decision to even to just be aware of those dots, let alone join those dots. Hello, my lovely. How are you? I'm not going to say your name because I'm posting this into other groups today, but lovely to see you. I hope you're well. We'll catch up with you later. We've got to be aware of the dots, even if we're not yet ready to join them. And with these 3 conversations that I've been having today, all therapeutic conversations about communication, about confidence, about home habits, domestic habits, how we share our thoughts with each other, how we share our meals with each other, how we resolve conflict together, how we share our love together. All of the things all start when we are younger. All start, whether from a good place, a negative space, or an ambivalent space. All of those lessons we learned growing up inform how we show up as adults, how we show up as individuals, how we show up as partners, how we show up as parents, as friends, as bosses, as employees. And so when I talk about confidence and I link that to relationships, to me personally, it's a no-brainer, because ultimately how we feel about ourselves and how confident we feel and how worthy we feel sets the tone for all of our relationships, every single one of them. Because the biggest relationship, the most important relationship you're ever going to have, as cheesy as it is always going to be the one with yourself. It's always going to be the most important. And so whatever you can do to raise your confidence, raise your self-esteem, to help you set boundaries around yourself that are healthy in terms of where you draw the line in how you behave and what you want for yourself, but also where you draw the boundary line for how you want others to treat you too, will have a knock-on effect to absolutely every single area of your life. Your relationships, your health, your well-being, your job, your finances, your relationship with your partner, your children, everything. So have a think about what are the areas you would like to improve? What are the parts of your life where you think, I want this to be better, I want to do better, I want this to be something that makes me feel happy. And I think the best thing that you can do in order to change those areas, whatever those areas may be, is to really think about where that story started, where that area first started. If you're having communication difficulties, where do you pin that back to? Where can you go back to where that started to become a thing. It might not even be with you. It might have been with your parents. It might have been with your carers. It might have been with somebody else. But where did it start? Because once you start to understand that, once you start to understand where your communication difficulties come from, why you are always getting into arguments, why you are always, or regularly, I shouldn't say always, why you are regularly getting into arguments, why you are regularly submissive, why you are regularly taken advantage of, why people take advantage of you, why you lack confidence, like why. Think back to where it started. Then when you understand where it started, you can really start to then make different choices. And my catchphrase, well, one of my many catchphrases, when you get to understand these things, when you get to really understand where it started, you get to make different choices. We only get to make different choices once we understand where the difficulty started in the first place. Okay, I hope that made sense. Catch up with you guys tomorrow.